Good afternoon, guys. My name is Sean Dex, and I welcome you back to another Bitcoin analysis video. Yet again today, it is still Sunday, and the last video I posted was a few hours ago before Bitcoin had this massive dump. Not really a massive dump. A lot of people are overreacting, in my opinion. This is pretty much what we were expecting, right? In the last video a few hours ago, around 4 to 5 hours ago, I do believe, we were talking about how people are getting excited because Bitcoin is above the 9,000 mark, and I think they are being a little bit premature. Bitcoin was living above this 200 moving average at the time, but it hadn't closed the daily over there just yet. And what was I saying? I was saying, hey guys, all we have to do is be patient and wait for that daily candle close. There are a couple of things you have to keep in mind. The one primary thing that we're talking about is that, hey, it is the weekend, and often we see this effery, right? People getting baited into price action right over there, getting baited into price above this 200 moving average, even though we've not closed above it. They put in their buys and then they get sold into. And hey, it pretty much undone everything that we did over the weekend and then some. There was another thing that we were talking about, and that was the 4-hour time frame. Let's go ahead and turn on our horizontals, clear out the Ichimoku right now for a bit, and we're looking at this rising wedge over here, and we said be very careful, because even though Bitcoin has had this major upthrust, not major, but had a nice upthrust to the upside, out of this ascending triangle within this rising wedge, it's not really broken this rising wedge to the upside just yet. Let's wait at least for that to happen. That hadn't happened either, right? So we've come tested the top of this rising wedge over here, and then what do we do right after? Dump right past it, right? We've broken the rising wedge now. We've closed the 4-hour candle outside of it. Now all that is left is, can we close another, open and close another 4-hour candle, and then I'm going to be looking for continuation to the downside. Now I do want to reiterate one of the concepts that we talk about over here a lot at the Mango Grove, and I've gone over this in far more detail in the Mango Seed program. So those of you who are in the Mango Seed, go ahead and watch the trend analysis module. So what do we talk about? Essentially, when a trend is forming, when an ascending triangle is forming, a consolidation formation over here, when it breaks onto the upside and you do not see continuation, what do we get, guys? We get that formation turning into a rising wedge or a rising channel, right? Whatever the hell you want to call it. And right over here, we had an ascending triangle, right? We broke to the upside, and this time we actually met the measured move. Again, you don't need to be perfect with this. Let's go ahead and see. Did we meet a measured move? Yep, pretty much met the measured move, which is the top of the rising wedge over here, this upper rising wedge. And what does this form into? Okay, we saw it meet its measure move, but we don't see continuation after. The 4-hour trend, in fact, is broken, right? This is a perfect example of a failed continuation of an ascending triangle turning into a what is this, a rising wedge, or was it a rising channel? I've drawn it on the other chart over here. Okay, yeah, rising wedge right over there. So as you can see, this is a rising wedge within the upper or the outer rising wedge, right? Again, all of these rising wedges, all these trend lines that people draw themselves, take it with a grain of salt, right? Because there's so many different ways to draw it. Our biggest guide was really the daily 200 moving average, and let me go ahead and pull that up again. Right over there, the daily 200 moving average was a big resistance line that a lot of people were eyeing, and all you had to do was wait for the day to close above it before getting too excited. The funny thing is, people were getting far too excited when Bitcoin was around this region over here, and now people are getting far too panicky while Bitcoin is in this region over here. A lot of traders could be looking at this as a buying opportunity. Now, do I look at it as a buying opportunity? I will get back to that in a bit. I do want to talk about the fact that, hey, nothing is really dire just yet. In fact, nothing is bad at all. This is just price action. This is just a pullback. Bitcoin has been in a daily uptrend. Is it in a weekly uptrend? We'll get to that again. We'll get to that as well in a bit. But let me talk about the fact that, hey, this is still in a daily uptrend. As long as Bitcoin closes above this cloud over here, this cloud, or the upper region of this cloud, 692 is 8,700. Okay, this is rounded off. If Bitcoin closes above 8,700, everything's going to be a-okay, and honestly, that's going to line up with CMEs. What is CMEs doing? It's within the cloud, above the 200 moving average. CMEs looks like it wants to have continuation, guys. So the top of the cloud over here, we talked about that in the last video. Now, just because CMEs is showing is looking strong doesn't mean that spot is going to react just as by default, we still have to wait for tomorrow's daily candle close for confirmation. So do not get excited just yet and be throwing in all your money on this, because there are a few things I do want to talk about. Okay, the 4 hour is come down, tested the Kijun. This is Bitstamp. I think on BitMEX is the perfect test for the Kijun. Yeah, perfect test for the Kijun over there. But we have lost the 4 hour uptrend. Let's go ahead and look at the 4 hour 21 EMA. I'm pretty sure we've lost that. Yep, we've lost that as well. Usually lines up with the Tenkin on these kind of moves. And when you see something like this, when it's a perfect lineup over there and you don't see that support, that is likely going to have a continuation dump, and this happened very, very fast. Okay, so that's the 4 hour. I would actually, so usually when you lose the 4 hour 21 EMA, the next thing that does see defense is the 12 hour 21 EMA, and let's go ahead and see. Yep, there we go. The 12 hour 21, 12 hour Tenkin has seen defense. Now the question is, do we see continuation on over to the upside over here? If we tick above 9,191, then hey, I am going to look for that continuation to the upside further and beyond. But if we bounce off this and put in a lower high over here on the 12 hour, I'm going to be looking for this 12 hour to break as well, and then I'll be targeting the daily 21 EMA to get in a position somewhere around here, 8,175. Now here's the tricky thing. That is likely going to see some defense. But if we actually start closing daily candles within this cloud over here, then the trade opportunity is actually a short opportunity towards the bottom of the cloud, if you want to go against the daily trend, of course, and target the Kijun, which is lining up at the bottom of the cloud over here. In fact, if I remember correctly, let's go ahead. Was it this chart that let's clear? Okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. Okay, just to give you guys my, because my mind is running away from me over here, running too fast. So I'm going to clear out the chart, and I'm going to be trying to get the measured move for this wedge over here, this outer wedge that we've been talking about in the past couple of videos. This wedge over here, let me draw it out for you guys. This wedge over here, I do believe it has a measured move that does kind of point somewhere around there. We'll take it somewhere around here, be a little bit more conservative with the measured move, and put it somewhere on here on the breakpoint, and that's coming up to 7,932-ish. Let's go ahead and turn on the daily now, turn on the Kijun, and where's that coming up to? Coming up to the Tenkin, actually. Okay, I do think that if I wasn't as conservative with this measured move, we would get a target for the Kijun, but the Tenkin is a possible target as well. We do have the TK cross, the 21 EMA, so this is a play, right? A play is everybody looking for the 21 EMA test. What happens? We get the test, we shoot right past it, test the Tenkin, and close above the 21 EMA, and that actually, now that I think about it, is more likely to happen than getting the Kijun test, because the Kijun coming in at around 7,802 is awfully close to this wick over here, this test of the Tenkin TK cross over here, the Tenkin Kijun cross over here, the TK kiss. This test here was the major buy, right? The 7,672, 7,690-ish is where I got into my position. The bulls wouldn't want to be defending it that tightly. All right, this wick is really important. If we lose this wick over here, then I'll be looking for further downside. 7,650 is critical for the bulls to be defending, so I don't want price coming down anywhere close to that, and for that reason I'll be looking for the Tenkin 21 EMA test if the 12 hour 21 EMA does not get defended. All right, so is there anything else I do want to talk about? There was something. All right, somebody messaged me this afternoon asking me what the mango vine is saying and whether the 12 hour mango vine is giving a buy signal. And by the way, guys, that is another example of people getting really excited and wanting to find a reason to get into position, right? And the reason he asked was because the 12-hour mango vine has been delivering extremely well, and I haven't been showing the mango vine recently because, one, I want to protect, I want to kind of respect the people who do have access to the mango vine and have paid for the mango vine. I want to respect them, and two, I want to protect the edge of the mango vine. And number three, what people have been doing is, and this just hurts them, they have been trying to pause the video when I show the mango vine and trying to take signals off that. And go ahead and do that. But the thing is, without the accompanying videos where I explain how to actually use it, you may end up taking some bad trades. Now I'm going to go ahead and show it anyways today. Switch on over to the 12-hour, and let's go ahead and clear everything out. I don't need to really. But yeah, the mango wine, to answer your question, the mango wine is not giving a buy signal. It gave your buy signal right over here actually when I took my trade at around 7,600ish. That's when the mango wine flipped green. To answer your question though, no, the mango wine is not giving a buy signal just yet. We'll have to be a little bit more patient. Perhaps this 12-hour wine signal, when the buy signal does show up, will line up with the daily 21 EMA. By the way guys, I really want to address this for a quick second. Even though I use the mango vine to add confidence to my trade, if you think about it, you didn't really need the mango vine at all. Like, think back to the week where we were talking about this trade over here around 7,650, right? Let me clear everything. We were looking at the 4-day time frame, a much higher time frame, so you have to be patient anyways. And we were looking at the retest of this ascending triangle after it broke to the upside. So first we were looking at the 4-day, then we waited for the breakup, then we waited for the retest, right? Very, very simple. Did you really need the mango vine? We were looking at the Ichimoku template, the mango ribbon. You guys all have access to the mango ribbon on this, and it's completely free. So all we had to do was wait for the retest of this 200 MA that was guiding us the entire time. So again guys, very, very simple concepts, and even if you do have access to mango vine, you shouldn't be using it in an isolated fashion. Yes, I know some of you guys use it as your primary tool, but use it in conjunction with other tools as well. All right, now that's pretty much it. I don't mean to be lecturing you, man. I know it may sound like I'm lecturing you in particular, but I'm just trying to protect the community, protect everybody's account equity to the best I can. I want all of you guys to grow with us and be here with us for the years to come. It's not about winning every single trade. Markets have so much opportunity, guys. All right, so that's it for us today, guys. The quick recap: daily 200 moving average is seeing a rejection for today at the very least. Our first pass usually is, right? If Bitcoin closes underneath the cloud over here, we're likely going to see further action towards the downside unless Bitcoin does get picked up on this 12-hour 21 EMA that we are currently testing. Let's go ahead and look at it again. Right over there, gets picked up over here and closes above the cloud. If we lose this region over here, we're likely going to come and test the Kijun and the 200 moving average on the 12-hour. Remember, the 12-hour cloud is officially green as well. Okay, you guys know what that means. My name is Sean Dexter. I'll see you guys in the next video. This was supposed to be a quick update. Clearly I failed miserably. Ciao. Throw a like, throw a subscribe.